Hello again. The first thing to do is create a Windows Form project. You have two ways to do that. You can go here to do menu file and select new and project. A new window will open, this window, or you can go here to the Solution Explorer and say right click, add new project, and a similar window opens. Next you choose Visual C# Windows and Classic Desktop. In the project type you select Windows Form Applications. The name I will set as my stopwatch, and the location I choose, for my case, this folder Windows Forms, and hit OK. So as you can see at the Solution Explorer, this new project was added. Next, I don't like this name Form1 because the class is called Form1 and I don't want this. I will right click and select rename and call it my stopwatch. Hit enter. Yes, it will update the references. Next I will design the interface. I can do this. At the left side we have this toolbox. If you don't have this toolbox option, I think if you go here to the menu view and here toolbox, you choose and you have this toolbox element or view or whatever you want to call it. First we need a label where we can insert the time. I click here, label, drag and drop here. Next button for start and another button for reset the time. Shrink a little the text. Let's see the result. First I have to set this project as a startup project, so I go to the project, right click and set as startup project. Click, and the project is highlighted as you can see. Click start and we have this window with the name, with the title Form1, a label with label 1, button 1 and button 2. Next I will change this text. Click on the form. I go here to the properties, like here, properties, and choose again, and the title is my stopwatch. Text is Form1. I will call it stopwatch. If I click here, the name changed, the title changed. Okay, the label I don't need to change, but the button 1 and button 2 I want to change. If I click on the button 1, right click and properties, it will open this properties window. I will change the property text to start. To the second button I will change the property text to reset, and the text has changed. The text is too small, so I go here to the font and choose 18 for example, and it's too big. Let's resize this because I will change to, in the font size we say 18 and it's big. The label font size and 18. So let's adjust this like that, save, and let's see the results. So we have these windows, stopwatch, label 1, start, reset, and these buttons don't do anything yet. Next we will give names to the button start and button reset, names for the variables. Why? Because if we go here to the mystopwatch.cs, mystopwatch.designer.cs, we can see that the variable for the button 1 is button 1 and button 2 and label 1, and I want to change these names. So I go here again, start, properties, and instead of changing the property text I want to change the property in the design called name. I will call it btn start. I click outside and save, and let's see in the designer, in the mystopwatch.designer.cs, if we go here again we can see that the variable name has changed to btn start. Let's do the same thing to the reset. Right click, properties, instead of text changing the text property we go downside to the design name property and btn reset, and we will do the same thing to the label. Where is it? Name, label, sorry, design name lbl time. So I save this and I go here to mystopwatch.designer.cs, and I see that the names, all the three names are changed. LBL time, btn start, btn reset. Okay. So next we want to assign actions to the buttons. You can do this in two ways. Actually, you can do in more ways, but these are the right way to do. You go to select, you must select the element first. You go to the properties here. Instead of this figure selected that says properties, you choose the event figure, this strike element. Here you have many events that can occur in a button, but we want to choose an action to the click event. So double click here, and he creates this method at this file myStopwatch. Okay, you have this myStopwatch.cs, expand myStopwatch.designer.cs. This is not the file that was changed. The file that was changed was this myStopwatch. Here in this file you can do your code. In myStopwatch.designer.cs you shouldn't change this code, because this code is generated by Visual Studio every time you change things here in the visual display. Okay, in the design mode, if I change something here, this code is rebuilt, and if I put some code of my own in this file, that code will be cleared, you will lose your work. Okay, so never change code here, because you can lose your work. Change the code in myStopwatch. Okay, so again we have an action for the btn start button. The second way to do to create another method is double click here. So I double click it in the button in the design mode, and he automatically created this btn reset action, okay, method. Next, I need something that counts the time, and a good one is a stopwatch, a variable. So let's write private static read only stopwatch that is my watch is equals to stopwatch, and this stopwatch class comes from using system diagnostics. Okay, and it doesn't recognize why. Let's build this stopwatch maybe like this. Okay, is lowercase stopwatch. We have this watch that will count the time. Okay, so if I say btn start, and if btn start button text is equals to start, I will say that watch start. Okay. If I click on the reset, I will say watch reset. Also, I want to have the functionality of start and pause, so I will change here in the btn start action. I will say that after I hitting the button, I will change is text. So btn start dot text is equals to pause. Let's run this for you to see. If I click here, it changed to pause. Okay, so if I click on the button start and the button start is called start, it starts the stopwatch and change the text to pause, else it will put the stopwatch as on stop, and the btn start dot text is equals to start to start to start again the action. So let's start it and click pause, click start. Okay. Next, next we want to show the time. Okay, I will create another method here called that is private, that is void, and I will call it update time. And what it will do is on label time dot text change its text. So get time string for a watch elapsed time. This is a method that doesn't exist yet, so I click here, generate method, and I have the method here generated for me. Let's put this smaller. So this will return a string, result is equals to string dot empty, and at the end we return the result. Let's format this. Result is equals to string dot format, and oops, and the first element is the hours, the second is the minutes, and the third is the seconds, and the last one is milliseconds. And now I say elapsed. For the first element is hours, for the second one is minutes, the third is seconds, and the last one is milliseconds. So we have these two methods, update time and get time string. Now I must use this. I go here, copy, and at the beginning I will do update time. Let's see the result. The result is, instead of label 1, we have 0, 0, 0 and another 0. Because the time in the time the hours have 2 zeros, and the minutes 2 zeros, the second two zeros, and the milliseconds have 3 zeros. So I go here to the format and say 0, 0 and 0, 0 and 0, 0 and 3 zeros, and save. If I run again, we have this changed. Okay, so now we have at this moment we have an action to start the stopwatch to start or pause, and also we have an action that resets the stopwatch, but nothing is working. If you set this on start, nothing is actually changing here. Why? Because we need something that over the time is updating the label. To do that, I go here to the design and again to the toolbox, and I search for a timer. The timer element is an element that don't have it's not a visual element. Okay, so it goes to the footer. Here we have the timer one. If you go to the properties of the timer, the properties, you have the behavior enabled as false, so it doesn't it's not working at the beginning, and the interval is 100 milliseconds. So for each 100 milliseconds it will do something, and we have a name that is timer 1. I will change this just for timer. If you go here to the events and double click, it will be created another method that is timer tick. So for each 100 milliseconds this function will run. And what we want it to do, we want it to update the time. So I will copy this and I will paste this. If I run this and if I click on the start, nothing happens. Why? Because if you go here again to the properties, by default is enabled equals to false. So if I click on the start, I want that the timer enabled is equals to true. So timer, I'm saying to the timer that it can run. If I set the pause, I say to the timer enabled is equals to false again. And if I click on the reset, I say that to the timer enabled is equals to false again. Let's see the result. Start. If I click on start, the time is flowing. Pause, the time paused. Start again, the time still spinning. If I click on the reset button, the time just freeze, but nothing happens. If I start again, it have a strange behavior, right? So if I click on the button reset, I also want to update the time label. Let's see the result. Start, reset, and the time was updated to zeros. But this button is on the stage pause. If I click, nothing happens, the name changed. If I click again, the time runs again. So another thing that I want to do when I click on the reset is btn start text is equals to start. So again, if we run it again, start, the time flows, reset, the time is reset, and the button start change from pause to start. Okay. One last thing. The flow is very slow here, if you can see. To change that, I go here again to the design, timer, properties, and instead of interval 100 milliseconds, I choose 25 milliseconds. Okay, I save, I start again, and start. As you can see, the flow is more it's fast enough. Okay, pause, the time stops, start again, pause, start, reset, and that's cool. So that's it. Hope you like this, and see you next time. Thanks.